Hi guys, welcome to week 3 of the sew along. So this week we are sewing the sections A, whether they're the double curve like this, sorry I'm a bit close really, or the single curve like this. Last week you would have seen, or 2 weeks ago you would have seen that I traced my A sections, so this is just a paper trace. These ones for the double curve, and then for the single curve I've just got a little corner missing in two places, but I will mark those points on once I get to sewing these together. At that stage it's much more important to get all of the points of the stars up here lined up. Anyway, that's jumping ahead. So first of all, I've sewn my B section blocks, which I did how we did the previous blocks, E and F ones. Tacking one bit, folding the template, placing it, sewing it, folding it back, and then I've trimmed these as well. Where you are missing fabric here, that doesn't matter because that will be hidden within the seam allowance. Anyway, so these are all my B sections done. So now I'm just going to quickly show you the new, well, it's not new, it's exactly the same, but it's slightly different for the A sections. So I pre-cut these and they're just blue basted on. These are the next sections to be sewn. So I'm folding this back and I'm going to place this fabric on the other side because we want to do face to face. But I'm just making sure that it covers the area and also seeing roughly where it's going to sit on the other side. So I will then switch this over to the other side. To cover the whole area, I know I need to have it below. Probably should have pointed that out when we were looking on that side. So anyway, what I will do to double check, because this is smaller and it wasn't like on these B sections where you could line everything up perfectly, I'll go to the point here, put a pin through and see where I am. Oh, see, bang on the point of this. So I will now go and sew that on the machine. Well, yeah, I will. I wasn't going to because I didn't want to make you watch it, but for the sake of completeness and not having to reline it up in a second, I'll just do it quickly. So I won't take that off yet, but I will go to one I prepared earlier. Here it's been folded back, but as you can see, because I only vaguely cut this with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, I need to just trim this darker fabric because when you open it up you will be able to see this like shadow. So what we want to do is try and avoid that, and I will just trim this by hand and by eye, just taking off a tiny, as little as possible, so when we fold this back you can't see the shadow. I mean, you can still see a shadow of type, but it's not the dark fabric. Actually, you can still see that a bit too much. Let me show you the one that I did before, which you definitely can't see. As you can see here, there's no shadow. So now we need to take our B section and position it. So how the B section is going to go is here. These points are going to be kissing, and then this is going to be intersecting. So this is how you're building the block. So we'll start by, I'll turn this face to face. I will place a pin through there, and I'll see that it's just kissing the side of the fabric. Sorry, I'm not in the middle of the screen. And then I'm going to just double check on this side where it is, and I'm going to go where I think it is. And again, that's pretty good. So I'm going to push that through. Sorry, my chair is squeaky. It's not me, I promise. If it was my husband, it would be him, but it's not. He's not here, he's at work, thankfully. So just to hold these roughly in place. Put a couple of pins. Now I'm just going to double check that I've lined up here where it needs to go. Ha! See, that wasn't even pre-planned. You can see it bang on right there. And then up here it should be as well. There we go. Oh, I just caught a thread going through there. Hopefully that won't matter. So I will just pop a couple more clips in to hold these in exactly the position I want them. Whip out the locator pins and pop this through the sewing machine. I'll chain all of these together, hence why I've not cut that one off. In case you didn't know, I will still be piecing with a stitch length of 1.5. These are now sewn together, and I will open them up, press them, and I will open the seam up at the back and press that, and I've taken the paper off on both sides. Oh, am I in the middle of the screen? No, I'm not. Hopefully you have seen all of that. So that is all you're doing for week 3. Woo-hoo. It's just a B section, one seam here, this seam joining on the A section, and then this seam. So again, 3 seams this week.